The top 10 richest rulers in history. In the days when democracy was a mindset that was yet to be thought up, rulers and leaders of nations, empires, or territories ruled as they liked with almost no restrictions, and their word was law. Success was measured by the amount of wealth they acquired or had complete control over. Wealth was measured in the amount of gold, lands, and properties that they owned. In this video, we'll be showing you the top 10 richest rulers in history. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Number 10. Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Abu Minyar al-Gaddafi was the former president of Libya. He served as the longest-serving ruler of Libya since the Ottoman Empire. At the time of his death, Gaddafi was the longest non-royal ruler still living. He reigned for 42 years, a reign that has been a subject of controversy and has brought serious internal agitation to the country of Libya. Gaddafi was born into a poor Bedouin family. He became an Arab nationalist while he was in school and joined the Royal Military Academy in Benghazi. This military background helped him to create his revolutionary group. Gaddafi possessed a net worth of over $70 billion at some point in life, and that already made him one of the richest people in the world. He was forced out of the government and was on the run from rebel forces in his country. After spending several months on the run, he was caught and killed by those rebel forces. At the time of his death, Gaddafi's estimated net worth was about $200 billion. Number 9. William the Conqueror. The first Norman monarch of England was known as William the Bastard. His reign lasted from 1066 AD till his death in 1087 AD. He was a descendant of Rollo, and he reigned as the Duke of Normandy from 1035 AD. However, his hold on that seat was not secure due to struggles until 1060 AD. When Edward the Confessor died in 1066 AD, William the Conqueror invaded England. He led the Norman army to victory over the Anglo-Saxon forces of Harold Godwinson at the Battle of Hastings. He had to struggle over his hold as the Duke of Normandy due to his illegitimate status. He was the son of the unmarried Duke of Robert I and his mistress Herleva. After his victory at Hastings, William seized lands and plundered treasures from all of England that amounted to about $228 billion in today's money. Number 8. Mir Osman Ali Khan. Mir Osman Ali Khan Asaf Jah VII was the last ruler of the princely state of Hyderabad. His reign started when he was 25 years old in 1911, and he ruled the kingdom till 1948. His reign over Hyderabad stopped when India annexed the state. He was featured on the cover of Time magazine as the world's richest person in February 1937. It is estimated that he controlled wealth in excess of $230 billion. Number 7. King Solomon. If you are familiar with the good book or have a Christian background, there is no way you won't learn about the existence of King Solomon, the richest man that ever lived according to the Bible. Solomon ruled Israel from 970 BC to 931 BC. During his reign, it is said that King Solomon received 25 tons of gold for each of the 40 years that he spent as the sovereign ruler over Israel. In today's money, it is estimated that this amount of gold would be worth billions of dollars in today's money. During King Solomon's reign, gold was so common that silver became undervalued and was treated like stones. King Solomon's net worth is estimated to be somewhat around $2.1 trillion. Number 6. Augustus Caesar. We all know Julius Caesar, that man that was in love with the beautiful Cleopatra. Well, he had a son, an adopted son. Augustus Caesar is Julius Caesar's great-nephew. He is also known as Octavian and reigned from 27 BC till he died in 14 AD. Augustus Caesar is the first emperor to rule the large empire that was Rome. Before his death, he boasted of owning 20% of the entire Roman economy, estimated to be worth around $4.63 trillion in today's money. At some point during his lifespan, Augustus was the sole owner of Egypt. Unfortunately, he didn't get to keep this wealth, as the economy of Rome plunged and his rule was plagued by a succession of military failures. Number 5. Joseph Stalin. As Hitler was the driving force behind the Nazi regime, Joseph Stalin had a tremendous influence over USSR's Communist Party. Joseph Vissarionovich Stalin was the Secretary General of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 1953. From 1941 to 1953, he ruled as the Premier of the Soviet Union. For the better part of 25 years, Stalin ruled the USSR from a dictatorial standpoint. During the years when he ruled, Stalin exercised more political power than any other person on the planet, maybe even in history. The USSR, which means the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, was quite large. They defeated the Germans under Stalin's rule in 1945. During his rule, Stalin had total control over 9.6% of the global GDP, over 9 times more than what the richest man in the world today controls. Joseph Stalin's net worth was estimated to be over 6 trillion. Number 4. Akbar I. Akbar I was the third emperor of the Mughal Empire. He ruled from 1556 to 1605. He was also popularly known as Akbar the Great. His full name is Akbu Fath Juladuhu Muhammad Akbar. He was well known for his extravagant lifestyle and patronage of the arts. The third Mughal was not short of money, as he was in control of about 25% of the global GDP at the time. Akbar I had a great personality and was a great general on the battlefield. During his reign, he expanded the Mughal Empire to include much of the Indian subcontinent. He created a centralized system in a bid to unify the Mughal Empire. His net worth is estimated to be in the area of 21 trillion. Number 3. Emperor SHENZONG. Emperor SHENZONG of Song ruled the Song dynasty in China from 1067 AD to 1085 AD. His real name is Zhao Chu, and he was the 6th emperor to rule the Song dynasty. He was very adept at collecting taxes during his rule. During the peaceful prosperity and primary abundance eras, Emperor SHENZONG was in control of 30% of the world's GDP. Emperor SHENZONG was a very good tax collector, but he didn't just take from the people like many other rulers. He helped improve the standard of living of his people during his reign. His net worth is estimated to be around $30 trillion in today's money. Number 2. Genghis Khan. No one owned as much land as this fearsome Mongol leader. Genghis Khan had rights to 12 million square miles of land. Between 1206 AD until his death in 1227 AD, Genghis Khan's horde pillaged its way through the large territories of Eurasia, combined landmass of Europe and Asia. This massive swath of land is estimated to be worth hundreds of trillions of dollars. Genghis Khan didn't keep 12 million squares of lands for himself. He redistributed the stolen loot and territory among his subjects and followers. When he died, he was buried like any ordinary man. Number 1. Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa earned himself the moniker as the Golden King. Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world today, but the king of Timbuktu is probably the richest man that has ever lived. The exact amount and scope of his wealth could not be accurately captured by historians. Mansa Musa was king of the Mali Empire from 1280 AD to 1337 AD. When it comes to the subject of how wealthy Mansa Musa was while he was alive, economic historians have come to a consensus that his wealth is impossible to be estimated. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel to help us grow.